Hi, everybody. My husband decided to close the garage door or open it right when I started this show. So you hear noise. It's gone. Okay. Sorry about that. Kind of threw me for a loop. So welcome to day 4, January 4th of Unlocking the Power of Consistent Creativity. I'm going to need to learn to come up with show titles that roll off the tongue a little bit better than that. But if you're new to this or just want a quick recap, what I've been reading this book, it had this idea that we think that inspiration leads to motivation, leads to action. So you're just sitting there and all of a sudden you get inspired and then you get motivated, then you do something. But really, you need to do something to get inspired and then to get motivated. So it's action leads to inspiration, leads to motivation. And born out of that, what I'm doing is I've committed myself to 10 minutes of creativity a day. And without much further ado, I'm going to switch cameras and we are going to get going here. I started working on this yesterday. It is just moving this down here. I've got a recycled cowgirl decoupage paper here. I've got Fairy Mary's transfers. And I had one more. I must have tucked her away. And then I've got this IOD inlay here. These scraps from, they're not scraps actually. This is from the IOD Chateau paint inlay. And I'm going to be using these on my frame and in here around Cowgirl. And the theme of this painting, the creative imagination that's kind of inspired this is a customer ordered this decoupage paper, and she got my last Fairy Mary's from the IOD holiday release. And I was like, I wrote her a little note like I do in my order saying, oh, what a great idea using, I mean, she might not even have been thinking it, but I was like, oh, she's going to use cowgirls and fairies together. How cool is that? And then I started thinking about it and I was like, yeah, I want to do that. So yesterday I kind of came up with my composition. I ripped up the decoupage paper here. I used a little bit too much of water, which caused some wrinkling down here. I've got this crease right here in the middle. Behind it is a board I painted a while ago. And what I'm going to do today is 10 minutes should be plenty of time to decoupage her down onto this board. So I'm going to start up here at the top. I did rip near the hat. I am going to cut right here because I know I want to butt the hat right up against the edge of this board right here. And if you haven't decoupaged before, when you're doing a piece of paper this big, you want to do it in sections. And I'm going to do it at the top because I know I need to start up here and anchor it down. And then I'll do it in sections. And if all goes well, I should have this leftover bit down here. And I will not be decoupaging the extra. I'm just going to end at the line and let it dry and then peel it off. So that is my plan, my approach. I've got one of my handy dandy paintbrushes here, and I've got DIY liquid patina right here. I am going to be dipping my brush right into it because I'm a rebel. No, if I have 10 minutes, I need to get going. So, and I usually, it's not good practice, but I usually do dip right in and out of a container because I don't know. I don't like using the extra containers, and I haven't had anything ever get contaminated before. That's the concern and fear. Okay, so I know I'm going to start up here with my decoupage paper. I'm just going to fold this out of the way. And I'm just going to lay down just a bit here. I kind of eyeballed it, and I know it goes, and if I go a little bit over, it's fine. So I want to get up against the edge here, but I don't want a lot of, I don't want like a big gunk lining up at right at the beginning up there. Okay, so now I am going to fold, I think her name is Sally. I decided to give her name as Sally. And I'm going to carefully, yeah. This is the tricky part. Let's do it like this way. Hold it from two hands up on top. Get it right up against the top there. And anything I miss, I can make up with paint. And I'm just going to smooth down initially with my hands the best that I can. And then a little trick that I learned from Recycled is to take a little piece of, like this is like saran wrap, and I'm going to use that, and it just smooths out the wrinkles splendidly, much better than my hand would, and my hand would cause friction too. This is a frictionless way to roll out the wrinkles here. So I've got my friend Amanda here watching. Hey, Amanda, welcome. Amanda's a neighbor and a friend and a customer. All right, so now I see I need to get a little bit more of my liquid patina up here. So I'm going to fold this back like this. And I see some spots I missed. So I'm dipping my brush into the liquid patina. I offload my brush away from the fold because I don't want a big buildup there. That would cause an unseemly line right there. But once I've unloaded it, I can come back in. I'm doing a little bit underneath the paper here where I know I missed a spot, and right here where I saw I missed a spot. And now I'm just gonna go on, do another little section here. And I'm trying to get it, see, I just did what I said I didn't want to do. I brushed up against the paper with my brush. Okay, I'm not gonna stress too much about it. So some nice patina laid down there. And now I'm gonna fold this paper again, but you know what? Actually, come over here. Get some patina there, liquid patina there. It's a great medium for underneath and on top of. Now, I'm seeing that I need a little bit over here too. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I use liquid patina underneath and on top. We're gonna smooth Sally down here just a wee bit with my hand. I'm going to move this out of the way so I can just rest my paper. And then now I'm coming in here with my saran wrap. The other thing too is do not be concerned about wrinkles, because when the paper dries, it shrinks a bit. And when it shrinks, it gets all the wrinkles out. So you're sitting here looking at her saying, Sharon, you've aged Sally by 30 years. I'm not too stressed about it. I am making sure I have her face pretty wrinkle-free as best I can by smoothing it out like this. All right, so doing good. Making sure the edges are down all around here. See, I missed a little spot here. All good. All right, now I'm going to move on down to the next section. I'm offloading a little bit away from the fold right here. With recycled papers, you want your decoupage paper to go onto a white background. You can have it, of course, go into a dark background. It changes the art. It makes it darker. And there's lots of circumstances where you may want that. For example, if you're going for like a grunge look, that would be a really awesome thing to do. But for me, I wanted her to be bright and pop out. So that's why I'm using this bit right here. Make sure I get right up in there and get up against the side here. Okay, I'll do a little bit more this time. You want to make sure that you do, especially like here in the middle, like if you kind of go back, like I'm kind of, you can't see me, but I'm kind of moving back and forth a little bit. You want to make sure there's no empty spots where you've missed the liquid patina or your transfer medium, because that will cause a bubble right there to happen. So you can see that it's looking pretty good. And now I'm going to move Sally down just a little bit more. Here we go. All right, move you right here. All right. Now, let's see, if you're joining, come and say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Now you see what I'm doing here? So there's this crease right here, and I also have kind of a decent sized wrinkle going on right here. So I'm just smoothing it out with my saran wrap. The other thing too, thing I learned, born out of desperation one day on a decoupage project I was doing made by Marley paper, was my heat gun. I still had wrinkles. Like this looks like it's a good one right here. It's probably hard for you to see, but I came back after it had dried and I hit it with my heat gun and the wrinkles just magically shrunk away. I was very, very relieved. Yes, okay. And there are some little wrinkles in here, but like I said, it's going to dry, and if there's any major wrinkle left over, I am just going to take my heat gun to it. Okay, I want to make sure I'm getting along the edges here. So you can kind of see right here, there's paper. I'm going to do this a little bit better. I'm going to get along the edge here. Details count with this. I have a ripped edge. I want to make sure my edges are all down. There's a little part right here that's extra ripped. So I'm just using my finger to lay it down because I can feel it making contact better that way. And I can push it down into the medium there. Okay. Oh, look, I ripped it right there. Shoot, how did I do that? Gosh darn it. Okay. Well, I'm not going to say the F word, but okay, that's why we have paint, right? Or maybe a fairy goes on top of this. So I'm not going to worry too much about it, and I'll curse myself out later when I'm not on my camera. Okay, now let's go for this last bit down here. I do have a cactus too. I want to see if I can fit in here. Now I'm just doing right up to that line right there. I know. Here we go. I come right in here. Missed that little corner. Now I've got that filled in. Make sure I get that. I'm using an older brush here, but it's still in really great condition. It's an Annie Sloan brush that I got a while ago. Be sure to wash your brushes out. Especially if they're your good brushes, be sure to wash them out after you've used a medium like this. The DIY brushes have these beautiful fine bristles, and if they dry with medium on them, it's like it's next to impossible to get to unglue it, basically. All right, now I'm using my hand and smoothing right up to the edge here. Push down over here and be careful to not give Sally another opening right there. Okay, and I want to come in here. Okay, this is kind of getting a little bit dirty, so I have a backup one in here in my drawer. Now I'm going to come in here and carefully work around this edge right here. Smooth across right there. Count that down. Yeah, I wasn't paying. I'm going to go back and watch the video to see how I did that. It feels like it's not. It's like the shading in the shirt, but it's such good shading. It looks like there's a bubble there. Okay. This plastic wrap is working really well, smoothing this out. So last night I felt very super inspired after looking at my composition, but I wasn't done at the end of the 10 minutes, so I stopped the live, and then I went back live on Facebook just to work it around a little bit. But I'm trying to keep these recorded sessions down to 10 minutes. Where are we at? Oh my gosh, I'm way over. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. That's my 10 minutes. Tomorrow night's going to be a big night. I for sure am going to go over the 10 minutes because I know I'm going to be painting with blending. So tomorrow night will be a little bit longer session, and I'm not going to cut that short. So let me switch cameras back here and say thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're getting something out of this. I hope you're trying 10 minutes a day just to see what happens. I encouraged my best friend to do that the other day. And guess what? She actually got a blog out. She's a writer. So I told her just to write 10 minutes and like my blog advice is. And she did it and she kept going and she got a blog. So, and a good blog too. She writes a blog for women who are about approaching 60 or older. And yeah, so she has some good stuff. Maybe I will share a link to her blog on my Facebook page soon. So if you guys have any questions, put it in the comments. I'll come back and read them later. If you want to see some fun painting, be sure to show up tomorrow night or catch the replay tomorrow night. Have a good evening and go get creative.